stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. 4 minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Staying in is the new going out. It's Saturday night, which means it's British basketball night. There's no rest for the wicked. 2 games in 3 days means that the London Lions go again. Fresh from their win against Caledonia, they're up against Manchester Giants, who fell to the Gladiators last week. Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart have this one for you.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Yeah, London, 2 games in close proximity, but that's kind of what their season is all about. This is almost a warm-up for what is to come.
Yeah, this team is built for this. You know, they go deep in their bench, and but still, it's still very difficult. 2 games in 1 week is a lot of basketball.
Manchester Giants looking for their first win of the season, having lost at home last week. Manchester Giants versus London Lions here from the National Basketball Performance Centre. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these 2 teams. And one thing you know what you're going to get. You're going to get an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10 performance from Jamel Anderson. He brings it every week, close to 400 games in his British basketball career.
Yeah, true vet. 17 points, but last game versus Gladiators, he was in foul trouble. Struggled, had to go to the bench. So hopefully he just stays a little bit more disciplined.
Well, let's take a look at the London starting 5, and they go with the same unit that started on Thursday night. So Mo Sholawati stays in that starting lineup. Gabe Olasheni, 2 games, 2 double-doubles, 2 MVP performances.
Yeah, strong. You know, he came into this league a top post player, and his teammates are finding him, but he's also working very hard on the rebounding efforts.
Well, one guy who joined Manchester in the summer and looks a real steal, Evan Walsh. Fantastic performance last week, his 2nd highest career total in the British Basketball League. I'm expecting big things from him this season.
Yeah, 17 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Filled up the stat line, but just is playing with real confidence and some swagger, and I hope to see him do that tonight.
Well, he had an excellent spell at Surrey, and he's looking to do the same in Manchester. Jordan Taylor came off the bench Thursday night, and his input was really key in them breaking that game open.
Yeah, he had 12 points in finish, but he had 9 points in 5 minutes. Brought that energy off the bench, exactly what London Lions needed.
Exactly what Coach Bojic would have needed as well. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to juggle all the talent that he's got together on this lineup. And he's doing a good job. It's still early season. There's a lot of games for them to play. And it isn't easy just because you've got a lot of talent. It isn't easy to get it all to mesh.
No, Coach Bojic is, you know, he came here for the challenge. But you're right about the chemistry. He still has to build trust. There's a lot going on in these first couple of weeks, and they need to learn each other.
Brian Simeone, and at the other end is learning the league and learning about his team. It was the guys who've been in the league before who really stood out for them last week.
Yeah, I think Giants played 3 quarters fantastic, but you know, they fell off. No, they came out 14-1. Let's talk about that. Against the Gladiators, they came out strong with energy, but can they give 40 minutes of great basketball? I'm not sure.
Well, they've certainly going to have to do that again. What you can't do to London is allow them to get away early on, as we saw they did late in the first quarter, early in the second on Thursday.
Yeah, you just got to be assertive. I felt like, you know, teams get kind of... Their defense is so good, London Lions, that they start to struggle. Teams need to be aggressive, put pressure on the referees to call fouls, get to the free throw line and start the game strong like they did.
Well, tip-off is almost upon us. We will be right back with that after this break.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Center. Steve Ferris, Ian McDonald amongst our referees as we get things underway. Try that again. And because the clock ticked, they're going to have to put that second that they lost back on to it as well. There we go, second attempt. We are underway here in Manchester. Marion Dodds is our other official out there. Didn't quite name check her quickly enough. London going inside straight away, and Gabriel Olesheni way too deep there. He's done his work early. Manchester need to push him further from the basket.
Yeah, from the beginning. Look at this. Takes 2 strong dribbles and a quick early foul. He's the double-double machine, hasn't he?
Yeah, Lawton just not there in time. And it's going to be a long night if they're going to let Gabe get that close to the basket. We've seen it at international level with the GB shirt on. We've seen him play all across Europe. You cannot get him paint touches or he will kill you.
Yeah, especially with that moustache, he will kill you. He cut his beard off in the summer. I got to speak with him in London Lions media days. He was a bit bored with that beard, so went with the moustache.
Fair enough.
Killer.
Just change it up.
Yeah, why not? Do you think you could get rid of your goatee? No.
No, I did it once. My wife went mad.
Okay.
Never again. Here's Walsh driving through the key. He's forced back out to Anderson. Again, it's Walsh. Little hesitation. Blocked, though, by Morgan. And Morgan does well to get back in bounds, so he didn't touch the ball out of play. Here's Connor Morgan with the cross-court pass to Nelson. Again, look how deep Olesheni is.
Listen, that was beautiful basketball. All 5 players touched the ball, moved it around, and got the perfect pass into Gabe.
Lawton needed a little help from the ring there, but able to drop it in.
Nice answer from him.
He had the late joining of the Manchester Giants, so he had probably the shortest of the preseason of the Giants as he finds his way into life in the British Basketball League. Here's Connor Morgan from the elbow off the mark.
Yeah, and he joined the Manchester Giants a week ago and found himself right into the starting lineup.
Here he is putting the ball on the floor, and there's going to be an offensive foul. He was slightly out of control. Phillip was the man taking the charge.
Well done, Phillip. Look at this. Puts his body on the line, takes the hit. It's the right call.
He's got his feet outside the no charge circle as well. Here's Connor Morgan.
Anderson, tough defense there, pushing him way out.
One of the best on-ball defenders in the British Basketball League over the last 10 years, Jamel Anderson. Whoever he's faced up against, and the beauty of Anderson is he can guard pretty much anybody on the opposing side. We've seen him guard point guards. We've seen him even go up to centers. Early entrance in the game for legend Robertson. Shot clock getting low here for London.
Good defense, yeah. Wonderful defense by the Giants. All helping each other, putting their hands in, closing the door.
Walsh driving to the hole. He's very direct, Evan Walsh. You've got to stop him going north-south.
Yeah, we've talked about him at the top of the broadcast, and that's that confidence.
Olesheni off the mark. I'm assuming the change by Coach Brian is to get Robertson to try and do a better job on Olesheni than they were able to do in the first couple of plays. Anderson for 3 off the mark. Oh, nice pass. And the extra kick. Nelson in the corner. Good ball movement again from the Lions.
Yeah, really nice ball movement. And, you know, Nelson's shoot is shoot, so that's the right shot.
Stanley looking for options. Slightly confused offense. Anderson fires up. He almost banks in. Anderson with a little crossover in the mid-range, knocks it down.
A way to stick with it. He took all 3 of those offensive shots. He is the veteran and a huge piece of this Giants team.
Here's Nelson. Well, he lobbed it up, but Olusene's path was blocked. Morgan steals it right back for London. Well, that's a dangerous thing to do. Sholawati is a very good three-point shooter if you're going to leave him that open. Here's Walsh again driving in transition, takes the contact, basket good. He'll go to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, really good drive, went coast to coast, takes the hit. I've really enjoyed Evans' play this last couple of games. I've worked both of their games, just aggressive. Look at this. Gets himself off to a good start, and Mo Salawati just bumps him and goes through the contact.
Well, it's not like it's not high up on the scout of Evan Walsh, and in transition, he's always looking to attack the rim. And he converts the three-point play. I had him down as the candidate I expect to be most improved player over the course of the season. The way he finished last year, I think he's going to have a real breakout year this time around, Evan Walsh, and certainly through the first game in a bit, he's looked every bit that player. Offensive foul called off the ball on Gabe Olushene.
Yeah, and we spoke, I spoke to some of the referees at the beginning of the season, and that's one of the things they're really locked in and watching the screens. You have to get out here. Look, Gabe just, I thought that was quite good, actually.
I think it's the way he just keeps him a little bit after the...
You've got to set a clean screen. I thought that was pretty good myself. I don't have a burgundy t-shirt or whistle on.
That's true. There's Legend again, going, showing his strength. He had a great game last week as well.
He did. He loves the flex. He loves to tap his head on the fly, on the dunk, excuse me. He's a real energy player.
Phillip, given the lane to the basket, loses the ball. Manchester come away with it. Anderson, he looks to attack and draws the foul. Jamel Anderson will go to the line. Manchester, we said they needed to start well. They started well last week. They've done it exactly again this week.
Yeah, they did really well last week. 14-1 to start the game before the Gladiators even answered. Here, this is a nice little move, baseline and the flex. But they're playing solid on the defensive end. When you play solid basketball, it makes the offense, easy. We've seen Welsh come down coast to coast and finish.
Well, Coach Bojic with a timeout here. 1 of 7 his team from the floor. It's really just the work that Olushene did in the first couple of plays.
But talking about this timeout, he might need to get used to. The league has entered the TV timeout after 5 minutes. So after 19 seconds, once the first dead ball happens, there's another timeout.
Well, we'll get to see London again on Thursday night. The Sky Sports game, 7:45. They take on the Bristol Flyers. You looking forward to that one, Zania? You'll be on the call?
Yes, I sure will be. And Bristol, they let one go the other night, but I commentated their first game. Real energy, and I'm excited for them.
Don't forget, you can keep on top of all of the highlights at the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Yeah, I thought Bristol had a real chance to knock Newcastle off last night, but the Eagles finished that game really well, and it was they that went 2-0. Manchester, as we said last week, first 5-6 minutes really good. Caledonia didn't score a field goal, but it was when the bench unit came in, Manchester didn't quite react, and Caledonia raced back into the game. Anderson missing the first free throw. He's a 69% career foul shooter in the British Basketball League, and he makes the second. They're enjoying that.
Yeah, nice shot they got there, Giants. tops on.
It's Philip going the opposite way to the screen. Now he uses the pick from Olesheni. Tough shot with a hand in his face. Another stop for Manchester. Harris looking to push. Just a little deep. Slightly fortunate for that whistle there, Stampley, because I'm not sure he would have converted there. Morgan called for the foul. It is a good start for the Giants. 12 points to 4. We'll be back with first quarter action after this break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, it's reachable. Your still high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once gonna stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when a boat.
Welcome back to Manchester. That man, Coach Rožić, has some questions to answer here as Ania Stewart. His team just 1 for 8 from the floor.
Yeah, they're obviously struggling, and now he'll go to his bench, bring in Grantham off the bench, who was very, very good last game.
We've also got a debut for Matt Morgan, who hasn't played in the opening 2 games for the London Lions, but is available today. They're obviously still without Sam Decker, who's a few weeks away, and Kareem Queeley as well out. But our first look in the British Basketball League at Matt Morgan, and if you've seen him play across Europe, it's an exciting guy to see. And there we go, first touch, first shot, all good.
I love that for him. For me, when I come off the bench, I like to, run up and down a little bit, get a rebound, but coming off the bench, good for him.
Well, he's probably been chomping at the bit to get out there and help his team. There's Nick Lewis trying to reply with 3 of his own. Morgan looking to push, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Oh, Lewis obviously got there in time, but this is welcome to the British Basketball League, Matt Morgan.
And look at his team, stand up for him and clap. Lovely answer, that must make you feel real good.
Well,
same flop.
Yeah, I think you can see what Matt Morgan thought of that.
I might have to agree.
But it's a Manchester ball. They still lead. Look at the difference. They've both taken 9 field goals, but 22% against 55. Jamel Anderson strings a 3.
Right down the middle when his feet are set. There's nothing but net and a splash. Good answer.
That time the whistle goes against Lewis.
I think these two are going to have a great night tonight, isn't it? Good
Well,
back and forth.
Never backed away from a challenge, Nick Lewis. Of course, he played in London previously, and he is one of the most explosive players. On his night, if the shots are going in, he can fill it up alongside anybody else.
Also, Josh Sharma back in the game.
So to Jordan Taylor, who was electric off the bench on Thursday night. There's Robertson again, breaking up a pass. Lewis lobs it in. Robertson, great footwork and the two-handed hammer. He almost pulls the basket down.
Rocked the rim on that one. Love that. Good answer, and not afraid to go against Josh Sharma, who's usually a shot blocker.
I'm not sure anybody dunks it harder than Legend in the British Basketball League. Here's Boursier, who we didn't see last week, making his Manchester Giants debut this evening. Gets a shot from the elbow, a little short. And, well, it must be on the scout report. Don't let Matt Morgan get out into the open court, because every time he's got the ball, somebody's jumped in front of him, whether it's a defensive foul or an offensive foul. There's been a whistle.
To slow him down.
Nelson inbounds to Taylor. Oh, the gaps all over the defensive shot there for Manchester. Easy score for Grantham.
Yeah, lovely little floater for Grantham. And London Lions defense turned it up a little bit.
Anderson spinning, getting into the key, getting the bump from behind. Grantham's only argument is whether it's on the floor or a shooting foul. He knew it was against him.
Well, here it is.
It's just smart play from a veteran in Anderson. His second spell with the Giants, previously of Cheshire Phoenix, and of course with the Leicester Riders, won a lot of trophies.
Do you want to know who inspired him to play basketball?
Go on then.
You would never guess. It's not a person. It's a movie.
Okay.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yep.
Well, he's of that age, isn't he? Space Jam 1, the original with Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Well, it's a good job whoever took him to the cinema did, because he's had a stellar career out of it. Here's Taylor. Morgan, catch and shoot. Off the mark this time. Good rebound from Stampley. Here's McNeil. Looking inside. Anderson trying to spin baseline, trying to find room past Sharma, and there is none.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot.
Morgan driving in, a little swipe down at the ball from Lewis is going to be called on the Manchester Giants player, and that's going to be his second foul.
Yeah, that was a good option by Anderson, using the rim for protection, but Josh Sharma just too long and lean, and then down the other end. Matt Morgan feeling and looking pretty good to me.
Yeah, first sight of him in a London jersey, and he is very much as build. Everybody's watched him in his professional career before coming to London would have known what to expect.
Yeah, North Carolina.
He was playing in Pro A last year in France. Here's McNeil in the corner, knocks down the triple.
Lovely little answer, a three-point shot in his toolbox.
Oh, Giants still leading here by 7. 100 seconds left to play in the opening quarter. They've lost Nelson, though, and Nelson makes them pay.
Good answer. We're in a three-point contest, it looks like.
Well, Nick Lewis thought about the distant three. He has got that range, but he didn't let it fly this time. Anderson. All the way through for McNeil, who gets the shot off anyway.
Yeah, solid defense, though, by the Lions.
Grantham in the corner inside to Sharma. He's got the size mismatch there.
Easy.
Unable to do anything about that.
Let's have another look at that. Thank you. Beautiful replay. So good that we get to see it twice. And lovely footwork by the big man. I love post play. It doesn't matter what team it is. I'm a post player at heart, and I appreciate that good move.
I think the foul needed to come a little bit earlier, because obviously If you leave it too late, he goes to the line for a three-point play. If you get him early, it's an end-line ball. Stampley, that's a tough shot over the length of Sharma. Morgan driving to the basket, nice.
That's pretty. Floated in the air, took his time. Nice finish. I'm like it. This is the first time I've seen him play, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
He's certainly making up for lost time, no doubt about that. Oh.
Miss Anderson down low.
Lions running the floor, and out of nowhere, they've tied things up here. 23 points apiece with one offense left in this first quarter, having trailed by as many as 11. Not too dissimilar to last week for the Manchester Giants here. Lucia's pass is deflected. Lewis is going to fire up the deep one. That's off the mark. Sharma with the rebound. Grantham is going to have to pull up from range. He sort of fell over it. Wasn't too far away. Well, a great start for the Manchester Giants, but the London Lions have come right back, and we have a ball game on our hands. We will have the second quarter right after this break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Your still heights achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I fail once to stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, no stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie, oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and playoff champions. See this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Well, Coach Shimonian and the Manchester Giants may well scratch their head here. They had an 11-point lead, and it's disappeared in the blink of an eye. The question now is, how does he respond to the response he's seen from London?
Yeah, I think after that timeout from Coach Bojic, London Lions came out on a tear and, you know, just settle.
Lewis's long three off the mark. He is, you said it earlier, shooter shoot. He is the classic example of shooter shoot,
yeah,
Nicholas Lewis.
You have to as a shooter. And also I remember when I was playing with Holly Winterburn with London Lions, and she would miss and she would get so upset. And I would say, hey, how do I get my double-double? If you don't miss, how am I going to get my rebounds and my shots? So it's important. As long as it's in the offense and it's the right shot and it's not rushed, it's okay. Shoot your shot in the offense.
Well, speaking of shooting a shot, Morgan off the mark. I love that. You've turned a teammate's miss into a positive.
Yeah.
McNeil almost lost the dribble there. Good little poking hand of Josh Sharma to deflect that out of bounds.
Josh Sharma.
There are not too many that look Josh Sharma in the eye, but Robertin is definitely one of them.
Yeah, they both got the headbands on, don't they?
It's all the rage. Everything goes back around, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
it does. The fashion.
You a headband person?
No,
I don't
no,
remember you
no,
wearing a headband. Oh, nice spin from Taylor to the basket.
Pretty. Lovely spin move by Taylor.
I would have thought you'd rock the headband.
I think in college 1 or 2 times, but it wasn't really for me. It's not that cute.
Anderson trying to fight his way around the screen. You can see the bench points there. That's really been the key to London. I mean, a lot of it is Matt Morgan coming off and having half of those bench points, but they certainly kicked up a gear.
They did, you're right. And last game versus Caledonia Gladiators, the London Lions had 40 points off of their bench. Excuse me, no, 40 points in the paint. My bad.
That is certainly one of the things that Manchester saw last week against Caledonia.
Yeah, but great minutes.
Caledonia had, 53 points coming off the bench last week. That was the highest in round 1.
Sorry, I was just going to say great minutes from Matt Morgan. First time I've seen him play. Wonderful minutes by him.
Phillips stumbling his way through, and stumbling because he was fouled. I think it might have been Callum Jones got him from behind.
Good old Callum Jones. A true veteran, 37, a fine wine. Comes from a pedigree of great basketball. Mr. Jeff Jones is his dad.
Grantham knocks down the 3. You know my Jeff Jones stat?
Let me hear it.
If you add up all the points that Callum Jones has scored in the British Basketball League and James Jones, his brother, has scored in the British Basketball League, combined, they're only a couple hundred points above Jeff. Jeff could fill it up, and Jeff didn't play in the 3-point area either in the early days.
And what about if you add Jamel Anderson, who's
yeah, and we could throw Georgia in as well, and then they'd all be way past Jeff by that point. But Jeff would still be the points per game leader, that's for sure. Maybe Georgia would push him close. Nice dancing in. The tip won't count. The foul is called first of all as Nelson drove to the basket.
Yeah, just for the fans at home, Jamel Anderson is actually the brother-in-law of Callum Jones, and then he's married to Georgia Jones, an absolute legend in the women's game.
Jeff started playing in Manchester for the old ATS Giants, the original Giants name in Manchester, in the mid-70s, and been involved in Manchester basketball pretty much ever since. Had a little spell away here and there, went to coach Derby for a bit, but most of Jeff's career was in Manchester, and of course he was responsible for bringing the Giants back to Manchester. Their first ever game in the British Basketball League, and this version of the Manchester Giants was in fact against the London Lions. 21st of September 2012. They won that one 84-85. And here's his son Callum off the glass. Although the head-to-head hasn't been that great since then. London have won 25 of the last 27 meetings between these two teams. Walsh throwing it up high, off the mark. And again, that's similar to, good challenge, but the foul is going to be called on Robertin. Similar to earlier in the game where Shenny was getting deep in before he caught the ball. Here's Sharma doing exactly the same.
Yeah, does his work early, runs to the rim. That's what you want from your post player. Run rim to rim, get your spot early, and it's tough to guard.
Second personal foul on Robertin. They've already got Stampley on the bench on 3 fouls. Don't quite have the depth of London. Obviously Lewis as well got those 2 fouls pretty quickly as well.
The missed free throw. The Lions leaving a fair few points out there.
Time running out on the offense, but Harris didn't need much time. He got all the way to the basket.
Kissed it off the glass.
Nice pass. Morgan open for three. Beautiful assist from Luke Nelson.
Really nice. Put that on top 10 highlight play.
Well, that's your job,
Oh,
isn't
that
it?
is
You
my
do
job.
the highlights.
Did you see I won #1? I said that. It was Manchester last week. I said, put that on #1, and it was.
Oh, I think you should. That should be your job to pick it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I have a lot of jobs around here.
You do indeed.
I got to pick the MVP of the game also. We get the pleasure to do that.
It's not an easy task. Certainly wasn't on Thursday night when watching London. Here's Walsh, who is making a case for himself at the Manchester end of the floor.
Good answer by him.
Sharma, Lawton on his back, just bullies him out of the way. Too strong, too easy.
Yep, too big. And good patience by Sharma down low.
Lawton struggled early on with Olasheni. Didn't fare much better there against Sharma.
I don't know why, but Conor Morgan just popped into my head. You know that movie Wreck-It Ralph?
Yes.
That's what he looks like to me.
Well, they used that for Raphael Thomas Edwards down in Bristol, the old record. They did their social media team did a little cut up of that for him a couple of years ago. So he'll have to fight for it as Nelson hits a three in the corner, and London's starting to get out in front here. Their lead is up to 5 with 5:36 on the clock, and Giants with a timeout.
Here's the lovely passing in the corner. London Lions playing really unselfish basketball, sharing the ball. Everyone's touching it, everyone's scoring. Looks good. Forces Manchester to call a timeout.
Well, Manchester had issues last week with teams hitting open shots in the corner like that against Caledonia, and it's a similar tale. This game looking remarkably similar to the game they played last week against Caledonia. They jumped out to an early lead and have been reeled back in, and now they have to do something about it. Don't forget, you can see London again, and well, you'll get your matchup there of Morgan and Thomas Edwards for the fight for the Wreck-It Ralph. Thursday night, 7:45 on Sky Sports.
I do. I have that game back on air. This timeout's very interesting just because Coach Brian isn't taking it, and I think coming out of this timeout, it's important that that the Giants come out strong. They get a good stop, get a good score. It's really important.
Yeah, Coach Simeone kind of left that. It looked like it was his assistant, Paul Cantwell, who was doing much of the conversation in that timeout. Mind you, sometimes the coaches will do that. They go in and they'll say 2 or 3 words and sort of like almost fire a rocket, and then let the assistant try and do the nice bit of, come on lads, let's keep going.
I really like that. Or they give the assistant to draw a play. Sometimes, you know, that kind of 1-2 punch together is really important.
Well, Manchester ball from the end line. London showing a press, but only on the inbound, melting back into normal defense. It's Harris. Lawton up top, trying to look inside, but he loses the ball. Matt Morgan pushing. Matt Morgan kicks to Conor Morgan. Morgan to Morgan for 3.
Double Morgan. So smart by Matt Morgan. He knew where his shooter was in the corner.
Well, Anderson threw that up, hoping there was a whistle coming, and it was a little late, but it did get there in the end. And Jamel Anderson will shoot too. I think we're going to see the Morgan combination quite a bit this season.
Well, Morgan is known as a killer shooter, and I'm happy for him to see the ball go in the net. He will go to the bench.
Noticeable disparity in the assists, 5 to 14, which, given there's only 11 points difference, that's probably 5 scores. It shows that Manchester are a little bit more one-on-one here. London moving the ball well. Anderson once again to the free throw line, his 3rd trip of the day, 3 of 4 so far.
Anderson with 8 titles to his name. He's been in the British Basketball League for quite some time.
Started out at the Essex Pirates. Broadly, that team in Essex was the GB under-20s team, coached by Tim Lewis. He played on that team alongside Zach Gashek, was also on that team. Colin Singh, I think, as well. Who both went on to play for Sheffield. But Anderson certainly the most successful of those to come out of that young team. Shani trying hard to toss one in off the glass, but unable to convert. Technical, I think, called.
Technical.
Yeah, it's called against the coach, Petar Božić, for a little, obviously something verbally said. That's caused the referee to tee him up. 32-41 the score here in Manchester. We're going to take a quick break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. There must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Lost the heights achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of start, and we're running out the clock. I fell once from the start. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when a boat.
Welcome back to Manchester. Daniel Routledge and Azania Stewart with you. The Giants shooting a free throw through Anderson for a technical foul called on London Lions coach Petar Božić. His first in British basketball. Not the first he would have been looking for, I should imagine.
No, you're right. I had a nice conversation with him too. He's a foodie. He's been enjoying all the London food
There
options.
aren't many better places to fill your palate. Here's Morgan on a transition 3. And a quick outlet. And Alan Jones out in front.
Fine wine.
37 years of age, leading the break. We'll say leading the break rather than didn't get back on defense. We expect Anderson and Walsh to be out in front, but Jones doing the honors there. That's a great shot to reply there from Tariq Phillip.
Especially with a hand of Callum Jones in his face.
hesitation from Harris as he gets the rim. He wants a foul, but Jones there again crashing the boards. Shot clock getting low for Walsh. Trying to create some room, gets his shot away and knocks it down. Tough shot from Evan Walsh.
Knew the time was running down and gets into his step back and hits it. I told you, he is playing with ultra confidence.
Grantham driving through his block from behind, but the foul is going to be called. Well, you can hear what the home fans think about it.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have the replay. Thank you very much. No, this is the step back in his bag with the clock running down. He might have a new fan. Maybe Evan Walsh. I've really enjoyed his play last 2 games.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot more of him as the season goes on, and he's certainly, as you say, making the most of the minutes he's getting and demanding more from his coach in the best way possible. Well, that last foul, by the way, just to clarify, was on Anderson rather than the block. Nice little up and under finger roll. Manchester need to hang on here.
Yeah.
They led by as many as 11. The Giants have the biggest lead of the contest at 12.
And London Lions put on a little bit of a press. Manchester beats it easily.
Lewis comes back onto the court. Remember, he's got a couple of fouls to his name. Lawton with the long-range hook is able to finish it.
It could have been a foul, in my opinion. Lovely finish by him with Gabe right underneath him.
Taylor gets into the edge of the key and knocks down a simple jump shot.
Man, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
He's really a great point guard to watch. He does everything really smoothly. Walsh drops it off to Lawton, gets his man in the air, and this time it will be a foul.
What a smart play by him. He knew Gabe Olashening wants to block the shot. Just take your time, that little fake. Very smart play.
Well, that's the second foul on Gabe. Connor Morgan on 3, the only other one on any foul trouble for London. And he is going to sit down to protect him from getting that third. A little short on the first one for Lawton. 7 of 11 Manchester from the free throw line this evening. Second one needed a little help from the ring. You could see the hand of Sharma trying to bat it away, but it did drop in. Here's Phillip lobbing it up to Sharma. He did the sensible thing, caught it and went back up for the two-handed throwdown.
I thought he was going to slam that one home, but good job. If you can't make it the first time, it's a smart idea. Land safely.
Walsh's man hits the deck, so he fires up the 3. Can't knock it down. Phillip wide open, strings the triple, and London jump out to a 16-point lead. Nice little shovel pass back to Walsh, who again is slicing his way to the basket.
Yeah, nice little 2-man game there, sharing the ball, and a good answer. They needed that because London Lions are starting to fill it up.
12 points now for Evan Walsh. He said it last week was his second highest of his career in the British Basketball League. 18 he had in his first season for Surrey. That was his British Basketball League career high. I think that's under great threat this evening. He certainly won't see out the season, that's for sure, the way he's playing.
No, he's got 12 so far. Still a long amount of time to play.
Shot clock. Morgan fires up the three. That's the way to beat the shot clock.
Yeah. A lovely debut by him.
He's done a really, really good job. Already in double figures. Oh, nice. So there's a response that the Manchester Giants needed from Borsier.
Yeah, lovely answer by him.
Their problem is they've given up 58 points and we've not reached half-time. Borsier there with the steal, keeps it alive, and Lewis is out in front, and Lewis will lay it up.
Good defense there by the Giants.
Wow, one more stop, one more score.
Yeah.
Get it to 10. Here's Sharma. Foul called. Manchester over the limit, so it'll be 2 free throws.
Yeah, it wasn't a smart foul there, especially when they're over the limit. So Josh Sharma will head to the free throw line.
Well, he's 5 of 7 so far this season. 68% shooter overall in his British Basketball League career. He's got a nice
looks
form
good
on it for a big man. Sometimes the
What's that supposed to mean?
well, I'm just saying, sometimes when you get up to around 7 foot, they have weird actions.
It's like a shack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got a very nice free throw shooting rhythm.
2 for 2.
Well, Coach Simeone is going to call a timeout here with 12.9 seconds to go. You obviously don't get to keep them, so you might as well use it. He's going to try and draw up a play and try and get one last score, get it down to 12 or 11 points.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah, but the issue for them is the fact that they've given up 60 in the first half, which is way too many. And when you think back to the start, London had, I think it was 4 points in the first 5 minutes. So in the 15 minutes since then, they've got 56.
Yeah, too much, and them going into the halftime. If you let a team score 60 in the first half.
Well, you can see Evan Walsh's numbers there, 12 first half points. You can also see on the left there, William Lee. That's obviously a big miss for the Manchester Giants. We talked a little bit about the challenges they've had inside. There's a guy with length and athleticism, real rim protector. He led the league in block shots by a mile last year before he got injured then, and starting this season with an injury as well. That's a big piece of the puzzle for the Manchester Giants. They'll be hoping to get back in quick order. Anderson, Borsier open for 3, knocks it down. Perfect way to finish the half. Coach Cantwell drew it up, and there was a big heave after the buzzer, and it won't count. But Manchester Giants got a little bit of momentum there to take into the locker room. It's 49 points to 60 at the half as those two teams head into the locker rooms. We'll be back after this break.
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out, stop. and we're running out the clock. I fell once to the stop. I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch and learn. How many years been working for my Stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coaster.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
Playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset. We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Well, welcome back to Manchester. Daniel Routledge, Zania Stewart with you for this game. And really, Manchester's numbers are not too bad as Zania. The issue that they've got, the reason they're 11 points down, is London are 9 of 15 from three-point range and shooting 64% from two-point range.
Yeah, shooting a very, very high percentage, and that is how you get to 60 points. You know, the reason why is they're sharing the ball, they're finding wide open shots, and they're knocking them down.
The other thing that London have done really well, 31 points off the bench, 2 guys in double figures, didn't start the game, Sharma and Morgan, and they also got Grantham hitting 7 points as well. Those bench points have been big for London too.
Yeah, having Matt Morgan come off the bench is his first game for the London Lions, looking good. He looks really, really good. But that's so important for them, what I spoke about, the strength in numbers for London Lions on their bench.
Well, let's have a look at some of the action from the first half here in Manchester, and it started really well for the Giants. They jumped out to an 11-point lead early on, and really, aside from the first couple of plays they struggled with Olusheni, defensively did a good job for the first 5 or 6 minutes.
No, they were solid on defense. You see there Anderson with his hands up. They're all moving. They're all, you know, putting their hands in. It was good defensive effort by them, but when London Lions are shooting so well, it's difficult.
Well, yeah, it was really the entrance of Matt Morgan, who hit a shot the first time. He stepped on the court that got them going. But Robertin, again, we saw that last week, him giving them life and excitement off the bench. And offensively, I don't think they've done too badly, Manchester.
No, I don't think at all. I think, you know, their starting 5 came out to play. They're getting their good looks. They're hitting their looks. It's just the offense and the strength of the Lions is in numbers. And also, it's tough, you know, when a guy then subs out and then a better guy steps in. It's a lot to defend.
It is a lot to defend. You've got to get out. You've got to make those three-point shots maybe a little bit more difficult. 1 or 2 for London have been that far open, and that's, you know, 60% from the three-point line. If you give players of this caliber good open looks, they're going to knock them down.
No, you're right. I think as Manchester go into the locker room at halftime, they maybe need to talk about that. Let's run guys off of the three-point line. Let's make them, you know, take a tough jump shot. And not just wide open 3 points.
Well, they did finish with a little bit of momentum, the Manchester Giants, making the 3 at the end, and the contribution that we've seen of Walsh. And actually, as well, Callum Jones coming off the bench gave them a bit of life as another option. and that'll be the thing, to try and take this out of the locker room and bring it into the second half and be able to keep that momentum going. Well, a couple of games last night taking place. Plymouth went to Leicester, but first of all, let's have a look at Bristol against Newcastle.
Well, Newcastle again making it very tough here for the Bristol Flyers, but again, they get another wide open look, and again, the three-pointer is no good. Green battling for offensive boards, and somehow Taj Green, and I don't know what you call that, maybe a circus shot, but oh, they'll take it.
Bristol Flyers continue to have their troubles. 2 for 12 now on the offensive end.
Well, again, Taj Green in the paint, getting this one and finding it to drop in. Now, Flyers go for another three-pointer, cutting it down to a 5-point ball game. Getting this one inbound now. Pump fakes, puts up the three. Three is up. Count it! And it's good. McGill down the middle. McGill going in for the fang roll, and again, making it look easy. And that's just Ricky doing Ricky things on the basketball court. Down the middle now, makes contact, no problem.
Fearless move there from Jacob, straight down the middle, and his ability to be able to adjust and finish.
Well, going to Whitfield, three is up, and he gets it. And again, Wood going in all locked up. Can Eagles now get a contact, blocking foul, gets it to drop.
Wow, and there's the jet rockets in Jordan Johnson's legs. That's an incredible finish.
Well, turning it over now. Earl Graham Bell going in and throwing it down with no regard for the transition defense of the Newcastle Eagles. Flyers have a bit of time now. Split the defense going all the way and just punishing with a coast-to-coast move. Oh, count it, gets you at one, and he is just having a field day right now. Tevin Ollison, potential one-possession game now. Brad Green almost fumbling it. Eagles come up with it now. They got a 3-on-1 here. Austin Jr. goes all the way, showing no fear, going coast to coast against Raffle Thomas Edwards. Another turnover now. They got numbers here. McGill's gonna look to go all the way. Bit of contact and finishes under intense pressure, giving the Newcastle Eagles a 4-point lead. Congratulations, as the Newcastle Eagles win this one 81-74 against the Bristol Flyers.
Driving inside, ball moved out to Johnson. Taylor Johnson now for three, and it's nothing but net cash money.
Wow, what a shot from Taylor Johnson.
It's showtime. Blake Bowman, the showman. His first dunk of the game. You're guaranteed at least 2 of them a night.
2? Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Here's Bowman, pass fake to Pinson. McKenzie straight back into Bowman. Euro step, left hand punch, and there's your 2 again.
Hey, a little flare from Bowman there.
And another interception now for Holmes. He skips away from Dangakodo again. Holmes, Thomas, bang, bang, and here come the Leicester Riders. Here we go, driving baseline. Look at that, no look, dive inside, and the foul is called. The basket is good. TJ Atwood. And they've turned it over here, the Riders, pushing forward. Atwood is at the rack, but no! It's time for a pulverizing drive to the bucket from Jacob Wiley. Boom! Damn. Clock winding down, 5 seconds on it. Can Plymouth pull something else out the hat? It's Mason Faulkner fading away. Oh, yes, they can! Mason Faulkner with a big-time 3. Bridges kicks it up top. Thomas for 3, and that's nice.
Solid inside-out basketball. Keep it simple.
DeAndre Johnson skipped across. Blake Bowman, Euro stepping to the left and one again. Blake Bowman finishing at the rack, and that will get the crowd going. Riders now with a chance to take the lead. They've been trailing for most of this game. Idowu, strong cross, and it's good to go. Riders back in this one. Need to stick it out a little longer if they want the victory, and DeAndre Johnson fires the 3 as as a coach on the sideline, I was thinking, please don't shoot that. Mackenzie, the captain leading from the front. Great game to watch as the Leicester Riders are off the mark after what looked like treacherous times. Rob Paternoster gets the job done.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Lost of heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of start, and we're running out the clock. I fail once to the start. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my Stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the culture.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win! Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
Mackenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back to Manchester. Here's the results from week 2 in the British Basketball League. A massive 25-point run by the London Lions saw them 93-65 victors over Caledonia on Thursday night. Newcastle and Bristol traded the leads, but it was the Eagles who had it at the end. Leicester needed to come from behind to keep their long winning streak against Plymouth alive. London on top here, and don't forget tomorrow 6 p.m. on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, Cheshire Phoenix taking on the Sheffield Sharks. Cheshire have won 8 of their last 10 games against the Sharks in Ellesmere Port. They'll be looking to extend that streak. And speaking of extending streaks, London looking to extend their unbeaten start to the season to 3 games. Can Manchester reply here in the second half? It's the Lions who get the possession arrow. Daniel Routledge and Azania Stewart alongside you to watch this game. And really, it's this end of the floor that the Giants need to improve. They can't give up 120 and win the game.
No, and they come out strong. A lovely little pass down on the 4 to 5 man. And you're right, and that's not how you want to start the third quarter. London Lions, on the other hand, nice play.
Here's Harris, right down the lane, had to throw it up high to avoid the block and did well. Grantham, they've lost him on the three-point line, not a guy you can lose.
And he's starting in this second half of basketball. He came off the bench in the first and clearly hot.
Well, Morgan obviously on 3 fouls. Connor Morgan, late whistle, so Roberton will go to the line for 2. Connor Morgan, you can see on the bike in the background, he's the one who's been moved from the starting lineup compared to the beginning of the game. Well, he does a lot of things well, Roberton. Free throw shooting probably not his greatest strength. He's about a 52% career shooter in the British Basketball League, but he goes 0 for 2.
I like to be quiet just in case of the commentator's curse, but
Well,
he
you
still
could,
missed
you
it.
could try the reverse one for somebody like that. Somebody who shoots 50s, you've got to try and help them out. Grantham, long 2. Back iron. London have men back, so Harris forced to check. Burton has a mismatch inside. They get it to him, and he rocks the rim once again.
And hits his head top. His go-to show move. He had the mismatch with Luke Nelson and took advantage.
Long way round for Sholawati, but he's able to finish.
Oh, lovely skip by Mo, straight to the bucket.
Walsh falling over, but still able to finish.
Oh, we're going pound for pound right now. Both teams scoring at will.
Nelson. Shani with the mid-range. Stampley able to pull in the rebound. Offensive foul this time against legend Roberton.
I told you, referees are all over that. Here, look.
Well, this is what he does really well. I mean, I don't think anybody dunks the ball harder than he does in British basketball, but fouls can be at times an issue for him, and he's got 3 here today.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He can't pick up that.
And Philip too strong there. That will go out of bounds for a London ball.
Unfortunate for Philip. Did the hard work early. Look at this. Defender falls over.
He gets a flop warning for it too. The referee wasn't convinced. Neither were you and I, to be fair, as Nelson fires up the 3. Anderson looking baseline. Here he is again! He's putting on a dunk show tonight.
Yep. And good job by him. Anderson finding him, the hot hand.
And you can see that's the problem when you're on 3 fouls.
Yep.
Olasheni knew that, attacked him, and he just had to stay out of the way.
Really smart by Olasheni, attacking him.
3-pointer off the mark, nobody anywhere near the boards, but quick outlet down court. Phillips going to wait for reinforcements. Oh, that is too nice. What a beautiful play from the London Lions.
Wow, holding my breath. I need to just do my job and color commentate. Really lovely finish by Olasheni.
Oh, Anderson just took his eyes off the ball and it bobbled through his hands and out of bounds, but it's a great finish, but a tremendous pass as well.
Yep. Right on the money. Could have been a foul.
Yeah, he wasn't ducking out the way that time, Roberton. Look at that, 3 guys in double figures for London. 2 of them, one of them, sorry, coming off the bench.
Yeah.
In fact, it's more than 3, it's 5. We can only fit 3 on the graphics. 5 of them on 10 points.
Yeah, Olasheni, Philip, Sharma, Grantham, and Morgan, all with 10 plus.
And that's what we saw Thursday night. It wasn't one guy getting 30. It was 4 or 5 guys getting 10, 12, 13 points, and that's, you know, 34 points off the bench is good return.
Yeah, but what I've enjoyed about Lions basketball is that they are sharing the ball. They have great chemistry. Like I said, was in their media day, and they were just having fun, hanging out.
Well, Morgan got a long way up in the air there, and it looked like a travel. It wasn't immediately called. The Manchester Giants bench reacted, and the referee was like, don't worry, I've got the call.
Yeah, but just a little bit slow. It's like the coaches or players are having to tell the referees to do their job and call the call earlier.
Well, as long as you get it right in the end. Harris driving to the basket. Morgan got a little piece on that. It came off the leg of Harris last for a London possession. Manchester not scored for a few plays in a row here. London certainly have, and oh, there must have been a foul in there. And again, it's a slightly late whistle, but it is called.
Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look.
Well, Lawton just sort of swiped down at him. I think that's his fourth personal foul.
And Gabe Olasheni points to him and said, oh, that's your fourth. Head to the bench, my guy.
He's had a rough evening. His numbers won't really show it, but his minutes is the one that are most noticeable. He struggled a little early on with Olasheni. He's since got into a bit of foul trouble. And, well, he'll do well to get more than 12 or 13 minutes in the whole game at this rate.
Well, it's just really difficult, right? You have to get guard Gabe, and then Josh Sharma comes in. It's a lot to deal with.
Harris directing traffic. Simply almost lost it. Under pressure, shot clock at 5. Oh, does he see it? Needs to go up. Just beat the buzzer with that. Didn't think he was going to have enough time there, but got it away. Grantham pass inside to Olasheni. That's giving up a good shot for a better one.
Yeah, and that's what they do time and time again. It's going to have to be another timeout. Even though one was on the way, they've got to stop the bleed in Manchester, because London Lions are rolling in Manchester. Look at this. Great extra pass. And like I said, really good team basketball. I'm enjoying it.
Well, London now with their biggest lead of the game at 18 points, having trailed early on by 11. And they've once again been able to ride some more excellent work from Olasheni. He's now the top scorer with 14 points, but it is the spread of offense. He's got 14. Sharma, Phillip, Grantham there with 10. Matt Morgan has 10 as well. And actually the work at the bench, when you look at the, I know plus minus is a slightly weird stat, but when you look at it, the bench is plus minus very high for London. It shows that second unit really doing the business when they come in.
Yeah, the second unit, but just every guy is coming in, staying in his lane, playing hard, you know, shooting his shot, not going out of, you know, rhythm of their offense. They're sharing the ball, and it's making it, you know, their lives easy, and that's why they're up.
Well, don't forget, tomorrow night, Cheshire Phoenix, who had 110 on opening night, going up against the Sheffield Sharks. Ben Thomas and the team of Lions going head-to-head. Of course, Kipper Nichols is back in the British Basketball League, re-signing for Sheffield this week. Be interesting. I assume they can throw him straight out there. He ought to know the plays. And then next Thursday night, London Lions and Bristol Flyers going head-to-head at the Copper Box on Sky Sports at 7:45. I think that's the first time today we've had somebody on the sideline. Usually you get it 2 or 3 times a game. Oh, back foot touching the line. Morgan driving down the lane, and Harris rather hopefully turning to the referee with his thumbs up to say jump ball, but the referee has called a foul. 57 to Manchester, 75 to London. We got a timeout. We'll take a little break. We'll be back after this.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky the limit, just reachable. Your step high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable,
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out, stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once to the start. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch and learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the culture. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even with a boat.
Welcome back to Manchester. Giants are trailing by 19, might be 20 if Matt Morgan knocks this free throw down. As I say, Manchester have shot the ball reasonably well. The issue has been that they can't stop London from scoring. London still in the 60s from the floor, still well above 50 for 3 points. Here's Anderson from behind the arc. Nearly gets the home court roll on that.
Good second effort on the glass.
Oh no, that's on Legend Robertson. That's going to be his fourth. So that's both he and Lawton on 4 fouls, and they're going to look very small without either of them on the court.
I don't know about this one. If my replay guys could give me another one, because coach is going to talk about it, seeing it again. I just think it's so difficult. You have to make sure your feet are set. And now I think players will know that referees are all over it and are calling it every single time.
Well, they've left him out there for now. Ooh, he's done well there to avoid a 5th foul. And on 2 occasions, he's in close proximity. That's going to be a foul on Phillip.
Nice spin, but smart foul by Phillip to stop the transition play, and he will have to head to the bench. But just going back to the screen, I just think as the offensive player with the ball, you've got to help your post player out a bit. You've got to wait, be patient, let him get there, set the screen, then go. If you go too soon, you're setting him up for failure, really.
That was a political broadcast on behalf of the Bigs Union. It's always the guard's fault.
It is.
Here's Bortier stepping back for 3. Hit a couple in the first half, but out of bounds.
Well, as a post player, I know it's difficult, you know, but I prided myself on screens. I set mine very, very well, and I got my shooters open.
Never got called for a mover?
Oh, yeah, I did a few
Once
times.
or twice.
Yeah, yeah. And I would also say to my guard, hey, just give me an extra second.
Well, there's a hold off the ball, Bortier, I believe it was. Manchester once again over the limit in the quarter, so it's going to be 2 free throws for Matt Morgan. London have been close to perfect from the free throw line today, 15 of 17. Morgan himself is 5 of 5. See, nothing I said had any impact.
Yeah, I heard you breathing.
Oh, that's a mistake. Can Anderson save it? Yes, he can. They need to get it over the halfway line. Just did that in time. It was very close to an 8-second violation. Here's Robertson again. Another massive jam. And he says he's too small to guard me.
Oh my gosh, Legend is hilarious. The energy that he brings on every single play. I'm surprised he's not tired.
Well, he's been really good today and last week as Taylor gets all the way to the rim.
Fantastic drive by Taylor.
Well, they were looking for Robertson again, but that time the pass was too far out. Well, how many do you have top 10? He could be 4 or 5 of your top 10 this week.
No, I like the other dunk earlier on in the game where he rocked the rim.
Yeah, but that could be number 8 or 9 in the top 10, couldn't it? Were you too high? You grade on a curve?
Yeah. I got to speak to my editor guy. I'll let you know.
Well, only 17 turnovers in the game. London took care of the ball very well with only 6 of them. Taylor throwing it out the back door to Sharma. Got to shoot. Needs to go up. Morgan gets it away. Didn't quite get it away in time. It'll be a shot clock violation.
Sharma didn't know that the shot clock was running down.
Here's Lewis trying to find some room. Kicks to Anderson, corner 3, off the mark. Connor Morgan moves it on to Matt Morgan. A rare missed 3 for London. Robertson has it knocked away. Bodies flying everywhere. London come up with it. Nelson back to Matt Morgan. He's fouled. Doesn't quite drop. Anderson, the offender.
And good hustle from London Lions, not giving up. You know, bees to honey. They're just all over the ball, getting this. Look at this, bodies flying, and then a nice pass on the plate from Luke Nelson to Morgan. Morgan is starting to creep ahead as my maybe my game MVP.
Well, he certainly made an impact on his British Basketball League debut. First touch of the ball was good for 3. He's now the game's leading scorer.
You know what else he likes to do in his free time? Build Legos.
Build Lego.
I've never met a grown man who... yeah, he likes to build Legos as well as be the MVP of the game, potentially.
Well, I guess it's therapeutic, isn't it?
Okay, I can see that, actually.
Here's Nelson in the corner for 3, and he strings it.
Yes, nothing but net. You know what's not therapeutic is if you step on a
No.
Lego. Oh!
No. You need to speak to my son about that. Tell him to tidy that stuff up. Nick Lewis, that is the most Nick Lewis shot you could see. The spread legs, off balance, knocking down a triple.
And Manchester needed that bucket.
That will be 2 free throws as Morgan drives to the basket. You had a different signal there,
sorry.
Azania.
Sorry, I am not a referee, but I thought this was a travel. In America, you can run without putting the ball down. In the European style, you've got to put the ball down first, then move your feet. But I don't have a burgundy t-shirt or a whistle, so I'll stay in my commentary box, okay?
Well, it's one of those. You see, I'm old to remember when travels were actually travels, and they've sort of legislated walking into the game in recent years. Morgan continues to show What an excellent foul shooter he is too. And he'll get a well-earned break. First time today we've seen Bradley Caboza in the game. Here's Lewis again, and he is one of the great street shooters, and if the first one goes in, you know the second one's going up. Here's Morgan off the mark.
And the Lions had numbers there, 5 on 4, don't capitalize.
McNeil. He's done a good job on 4 fouls. I left him out there. Anderson finds a little room. There didn't appear to be any. Sharma with the handoff to Nelson. Goes the opposite way, all the way to the rim. Oh, everything but the finish. Lewis kicks it long down court to Anderson. Oh, he just got underneath the basket. Turns to the referee for a foul, but didn't come his way. Last couple of seconds here. Caboza trying to force his way in, and there's no way through. While London have extended their lead yet further, they've got a comfortable cushion. We will have the fourth quarter after this break.
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out, stop. And we're running out the clock. I fail once they stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch and learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the culture.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. Let's see this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Welcome back to Manchester. Matt Morgan enjoying himself in London. He's made 10 free throws in this game.
10 for 10, yeah.
Without a miss. Only happened 7 times last year that somebody went double figures and didn't miss a single free throw. It happened in the playoff final, actually. Kimball McKenzie went 11 for 11 as Jordan Taylor knocks down another 3.
What a sensational rotation of the ball as he shot that.
That is the 12th made three-pointer, 12 of 22 for the London Lions. They are going to be tough to beat if they shoot above 50% from the three-point line at that sort of volume.
Yep. And good sportsmanship by Taylor as he fouls Anderson and just kind of taps him on his back and says, sorry. It's always nice.
Lewis Trying to get past Kaboza, finds help, but is able to squeeze his way through to the rim.
Yeah, squeeze and double clutch and manage to finish in the air.
Here's Connor Morgan, whose second half has been a little limited with that foul trouble he picked up in the first half. Stampley trying to force his way to the basket, gets his own rebound, second attempt, he's able to squeeze it home.
Yeah, way to stick with that. That was a lot of physical contact. And misses the first, but way to stick with that and get a bucket.
Sharma looking for a little help. Can't find any, so goes alone, and Robertson says, "Not in my house," throws it to the bleachers.
Whoa, he's doing it all, dunks on everyone's head, and then blocks that shot. Look at this, thank you very much. Let's watch it again.
I think, you know, in this week's highlight package, you're just going to need a Robertson top 10 on his own.
Yeah, I think so. At least 1, 2, 3 in there. Great block. He comes with such energy. Obviously playing with the 4 fouls as well, and still setting screens.
You can see in the back of William Lee, he's a heck of a shot blocker. He'd have been proud of this one as well. And it certainly got the Giants fans up on their feet, but the problem with a block is if you don't get the ball back, it doesn't count for anything because the other team can hit a 3 like that.
Yep.
Pass deflected away. And right from the inbound, Josh Sharma went, you know what, I'm just going to shoot it. Why not?
Well,
knock down a 3.
Yeah, time was running down, and he can do that. He doesn't do it a lot.
He made 4 last season.
Yeah, told you.
4 of 12. 4 of 12 is not a bad percentage,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Fun fact of me, I've never made a 3-point shot in my entire
What,
career.
in your whole career?
Yeah, I only shot 5, and I shot them all in my
You
last
need to
career.
unretire and go out and hit
Not
one.
again.
Go out, one more game, greenest of green lights. Is that away in time?
It is.
Is it? No.
Wow.
They're just going to have a conversation about it, the 2 referees, just to make sure that they're both happy.
They said no. The crowd
think it
doesn't
was-
like it, do they?
I think it was Steve Ferris who had the ultimate decision on that. He did have a conversation. Oh, lobbed up to Sharma, who catches the alley-oop and jams it home.
His turn for a highlight play. I saw him, you know, design that play before it even happened. Beautiful, right on the money. It's the battle of highlights right now, isn't it?
Well, it's not often that Sharma is overshadowed with highlight plays in a game. He just wanted to make sure he reminded you that when the top 10 comes out, there needs to be one Jay Sharma in it. Here's Lewis off the mark for 3, and Sharma rising high for the rebound. Morgan sneaking back door, but the pass is over the top. Here's another look. Sharma sneaking his way back door, and it's to be fair, can't be understated how great a pass that is. One hand from behind the 3-point line on the opposite side.
Nice.
We all get sort of lost in the athleticism of the high flyer, but to put it right on the money like that from Taylor. Whoosh. Oh, pinned to the backboard by Sharma. He's putting on a highlight show here in the 4th. Kaboza opposite corner, knocks down a triple.
Composer says you better call somebody because we're hot and they're on 99. Who's going to score the 100th point?
Well, they've got a lot of time to do it as well with 6:40 to go. Could be any of them right now. My guess would be that the assist is going to come from Jordan Taylor, because he's pulling the strings right now.
Well, when I was with the London Lions last season, whoever scored the 100 point had to bring in something to practice, like they had to bake or bring in some sort of...
Oh, you had to make it? You couldn't just go buy some donuts or something? You had to make it?
Yeah, love and care had to go into something.
All right, see, at that point, I'd be asking for a sub when we got to 99.
I had it a few times. Banana bread.
Banana bread. Oh, and it is Josh Sharma who brings up the century with a two-handed throwdown.
He's had enough. He's showing you that he's a highlight reel.
Lewis coming back with a lay-in, and he'll go to the line for one. Well, here is Josh Sharma with his banana bread dunk.
Looks like he needs to be chefing it up in his day off, hopefully tomorrow.
What were the reviews like for your banana bread? Were they?
Yeah, excellent, excellent, yeah. Ask around, find out about me.
We might have to do some investigative work there.
Well, the key for banana bread is letting the bananas be old.
Yeah, they've got to be a bit moldy, don't they?
Yeah, well, not that old, but yeah. Well, and then look at this sub, Josh Sharma, round of applause for him, and then he brings in the two-time MVP of the league so far, 2 games in a row, Gabe Olesheni, now subs in for the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, there's no let up. Shalawati, Sandy was open in the corner there. You think he was ready to let that one fly.
Oh, and Sandy, this is the first few minutes we're seeing from him, right?
Yeah, he's not seen any action before the last minute or so. Achieving his goal of 6 or 7 years ago as a young lad, spoke it into existence, becoming a Lions player. Shalawati has to heave on the on the shot clock buzzer. Walsh pushing hard, wanted a foul, didn't get one.
And good defense by Luke Nelson, stolen back.
And this time Walsh will get his 2 points. Nice work from Lewis. Walsh is up to 16, by the way. We talked earlier about his 17 last week being his second highest tally. One more basket will equal his best in the British Basketball League.
I think he can get that.
I think he can get it and go past it. Lewis off the mark for 3. Oh, Morgan, that's that. Yeah, I was just thinking that might be an offensive foul. And that might be the evening over for Connor Morgan. And as he trudges off to the bench, just tried to use his shoulder. And Lawton gets his chest in the way, takes the charge. And Morgan's evening is done.
You know what they say about that? You go left, right, left, right.
Yeah, 73-101 here in Manchester. We'll be right back after this break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out, stop, and we're running out the clock. I fell, what's gonna stop? I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my Stay on your feet, Never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when a boat.
Welcome back to Manchester. Peter Božić and Robert Youngblood having a conversation there on the sidelines, but I'm sure they'll be pretty happy with the performance of their team through 35 minutes as Anderson goes to the rim. Anderson chasing back to knock it away. Walsh is on his own. Walsh fires up for three off the mark, and I think there's a holding foul there on that rebound.
That's a mistake from Luke Nelson, in my opinion. Left the ball and let Walsh shoot a wide open three.
Oh.
Look at this. He just thinks
Sandy's going to come up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And actually, it's Lawton who got called for that tangle. And, well, that ends his evening as well, as he fouls out. Just 5 points, but he only managed 11.5 minutes because of the foul trouble.
You just get out of rhythm when you know, get early foul trouble. Good defense by Callum Jones.
Composer into the key, and Nick Lewis caught him that time, and that's the end of Nicholas Lewis's evening as well, as that's his fifth personal foul.
Don't know if he knows it yet. There we go.
He does now. So Lawton, the first man to foul out for Manchester, and he's joined by Lewis the second.
Yeah, both a little disappointed and upset, and no doubt you obviously want to be in the game until the very end.
They've got one more out there on 4, and then they should be okay if Robertson can stay away from a foul. Good work from Luke Nelson to keep that, well, to save that for London, throwing it off the legs.
And jumping in the air so it doesn't hit him. Excellent work by him.
Last 4 minutes of the ball game. That Manchester started out so well, leading by 11 early on, but 37 points against them in the second quarter and another 28 in the third. The damage really done in the middle 2 quarters. Anderson, shot clock getting low here for Manchester. Harris getting all the way to the rim, can't finish. Here's Sandy in transition. Off the mark. Harris again.
Good solid defense.
Yeah, he was trying to initiate some contact, but Nelson didn't swipe down at him. I think that's what he was hoping for.
Yep, stay tall.
Chanawadi off the mark.
Another good defensive stop.
Well, we were talking, as Composer runs it back, we were talking at the top of the show about Manchester, their performance last week against Caledonia, where they were pretty good at the start of the game, had a little wobble at the end of the first quarter to let Caledonia back in, and then didn't finish the game very well. Fourth quarter kind of got away from them. And could they stretch it out to 40 minutes? They haven't been able to stretch it out to 40 minutes here today, but have you seen signs of improvement for the Manchester Giants?
Yeah, they definitely have. I just don't think they have enough in the tank to finish up a game, go deep enough in there, into their bench. But also what's been hard for them is foul trouble. Last game was Anderson. He had 4 fouls. This game we see 2 players foul out.
Well, obviously they are still without William Lee and everything he brings, the shot blocking, the three-point shooting, the rebounding. It's a big cog in the machine for Manchester Giants. Don't forget, we'll see the Lions again on Thursday on Sky Sports, 7:45, taking on Andre Kapoulis and the Bristol Flyers. But he'll be a happy man. Again, another stat sheet that you look down, there's numbers up and down. You've got to pick the player of the game in a minute or so, but it's another tough pick.
Yeah, the player of the game, I think I'm going to give to Morgan. Come in, you know, his first game for the London Lions and has been solid. Matt Morgan, that is going to be my guy.
Well, Olasheni, who's got the nod a couple of times already this season, knocked off his perch. There he is.
There he is.
Matt Morgan, big smile on his face. 10 of 10 from the free throw line. 18 points in total, 3 assists as well. But it was a burst of life as soon as he came into the game.
Yeah, as soon as he came, as he waves to the camera. Thank you very much, Mr. Matt Morgan. He came right off the bench, lined that 3 up, and then it was just all go from there. And good for him. Congratulations that I voted you man of the match.
I don't know if he's got headphones on, but he looked like he was listening to you there. He's got a little earpiece in. Borsier trying to find some room. Obviously his debut for Manchester today. Knocked down a couple of shots, so they'll be hoping to see him develop into his role in the team. Still early, of course. Not even at the end of September, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Teams figuring themselves out. Obviously, London have their European campaign starting in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, talking about European campaign, who else is in European is Glasgow, excuse me, Caledonia, excuse me.
They play tomorrow in Turkey. They're in the Basketball Champions League qualifiers. They've had to play this extra game because Fribourg Olympic, some paperwork thing, and they put in an extra round to allow them to do it. So they will have to win 4 times in order to get into the regular season. But if they are unsuccessful in any of those 4 games, they will drop into the FIBA Europe Cup. So there will be European basketball in East Kilbride. We just don't know which competition it is as yet, as Nelson knocks down a long 3 and rubs a little salt into the Manchester wounds. Well, I think Manchester will go for one last score. Anderson will take those 3 points right back, and London will just dribble it out here. Dominant display for them. Slow start, but really 37 points in that second quarter. Won that period by 11, won the third period by 13, and that was really where Coach Božić and his team pulled away.
Yeah, definitely. I think Coach Božić will be very, very happy, especially, you know, they only just played on Thursday night, then have to travel to the north to play this Manchester game. They should be very, very happy with themselves. 2 back-to-back games in 1 week, and they got the job done.
And obviously they've still got Sam Decker to add to this lineup and Kareem Quealy. The games will come thick and fast. They will need everybody that they've got, but the start to the season has looked very impressive. The manner of the victories that they've had.
But what I've enjoyed the most about them is that they're playing great team basketball. They're sharing the ball. You can see they're happy, they're smiling, and then it's just shown in the stats. Look at that, 59% from the three-point line. That is a lovely stat.
To underline your point of sharing the ball, 36 assists. Yes, they've got 115 points on the board, but they've been able to find each other. And again, the assists have been through the team. Nelson and Phillip have 7 and 8 apiece. And here's the confirmation of the results this weekend. The Lions with a couple of victories now. Newcastle winning at Bristol. Leicester coming from behind to beat Plymouth. And tomorrow, Cheshire hope to continue their good home form against Sheffield with their season opener in Ellesmere Port. That's 6 o'clock on the YouTube channel, British Basketball League YouTube channel. Make sure you join us for that one. But the London Lions march on, and again, everybody contributing. Sharma, he saved it to the fourth quarter for his usual highlights, but he was able to certainly fill up that category as well. And very happy London Lions coach. They're looking like they're starting the year in a rhythm. It's not building, they're already there.
Yeah, you kind of need to be, but they're building the chemistry, they're trusting each other, and they're looking good. So happy for them for this win.
And for Manchester, obviously 2 defeats, both at home. Just need to stretch that out a bit more over the course of the game.
Yeah, I think they just need to be consistent, build, momentum, and they need to bounce back.
Well, they certainly do, and they'll have a chance next week. But for Azania Stewart, I'm Daniel Ratledge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Good night.